I don't know why, but I've always hung out with females, and I don't know why. Well, I know why now with you, baby.
Well, because also, like, you guys
we have sex,
did you feel connected talking to boys and hanging out with boys? Like, do you have, like, the same common interests as them?
No, I think I do.
Like, yeah, you...
There's some that probably are really dope, and they just haven't found my way.
Yeah.
And I haven't found
boys
theirs.
Are also very, like, that's some of, like, the ego is, like, they don't like boys that don't like what they like.
I think it's interesting.
You don't want to play football and tackle and wrestling.
I tried to meet gays in the past.
I'm at straights right now.
Okay, well, back to the gays.
Yeah, back to the gays.
I've met a lot of gay people on Tinder. That doesn't mean I hooked up with all of them like they wanted, but I did meet a lot of them just trying to find friends or trying to find somebody maybe to date. I could never find anyone to date, one, and two, none of them wanted to just be friends. None of them. And some of them genuinely, like, were kind of cool people. That I remember one of them, I'm not going to say their name, but, like, I remember one of them was really, really cool. And, like, but what was interesting about him was he was, like, a couple years younger than us. So, like, I'm about to be 25. He's, like, 23. He's friends with straight men, like, and stuff like that, and they all hang out.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Because some of them...
Like, so, like, the new generation is finally getting it.
Yeah.
But with us, maybe we're just like this because we were like in a different generation. It was kind of more hateful, I think.
Well, also it's like boys, but
they hang out with the gays.
But my whole thing is though, it's like you have these childhood friends like you grew up with
maybe so, but
the middle, the high school.
But I did too, and I never hung out with them.
Yeah,
but they
it's
never
also
asked me to. They never like talked to me. They didn't want to be associated.
But did the people that came out later in life, did they hide it a little better as they were younger?
I don't remember anybody having to come out.
Yeah. But
everybody I knew, you know. Or maybe if I didn't know, like, oh, okay, there's a couple people that I didn't know, but...
But it's like, remember, like you'll have the boy that, like... You'll have a group of boys that all played football together all throughout the years. Yeah. Like, he still did those...
This is the difference between that person and the person I'm talking about. The person I'm talking about is a bottom.
And has it always been known that...
Bottom energy. Very much bottom energy.
Since they were kids.
I don't know what they were. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. It's
like they were very flamboyant and like not very, but very much flamboyant. Well, very much like like
it's like my cousin.
It's like me. Yeah.
He didn't become flamboyant until he came out that same year that you met him. He used to play football. Blah blah. Very
nobody
secretive.
knew he was gay.
No, until he started.
Bullshit.
Until he started.
Do you think social media makes people gay?
No.
Question. That's a real question. He's growing up. He's like a couple years younger than us. These kids now, or I'm not going to call them kids. I'm just going to say the younger generation now has grown up with social media, and we did too. The difference is we didn't always. It wasn't like it is today. People are constantly going on these websites and for validation and trying to make themselves feel a sense of happiness and joy and what's it called? Hyperstimulation. You're always stimulating yourself.
But he was always gay. It's the fact that.
But I wonder.
He got more of a reaction once he became.
What do you mean
flamboyant.
I see what you mean.
You know what I'm saying?
But people knew he was.
He didn't fully come out and start being that flamboyant until...
People always just seemed to know that I was.
Yeah.
People just knew. They just knew.
I think once he saw that he came out... And he got more reaction out of his dad once he started being more flamboyant, he kept that going.
I think that some people are so suppressed in life, because I was always open and free to be whoever I wanted to be, as far as expression. So I was never held back in that sense, you shouldn't talk this way or you shouldn't walk this way or rah rah rah. So I guess that's probably why people knew I was. I don't know. I guess some people like that, they get a lot more attention all of a sudden, and they feel like, well, this is how this is how the real me is. This is the real me, because this is how much attention normal people are supposed to get, right?
My cousin just likes to start He likes
a lot of drama, probably.
Yes, he loves starting drama. He likes starting
drama.
He likes to make people mad.
What's
he
his
will
sign?
Say lies and whatever. His birthday just happened not too long ago. I think he's like a Leo, maybe.
Oh, really?
I don't know. But it's like that. And it's like, remember, you met his boyfriend at the time. His boyfriend was not like that.
But you know what? I'm not like that.
No, his boyfriend is very cool, chill back. He did not like all that, like,
I'm not about
drama
that
stuff. He was like, stop.
I like to talk about certain things, but that don't mean that don't mean that I like going through certain things that I have to talk about.
Yeah, like his boyfriend, like, you know,
I don't
he
have
had
to
like a
talk
little
about it,
softer voice, but he'd be like, why? Like, stop doing all that. Like
that's not for the baddies.
Like, that's not cute. Like, stop. Like, you're just being a shit starter.
Yeah, and you're annoying.
Yeah, like this poor boy fucking moved to another state to get away from him.
And then you're gonna put him in a position where it wasn't even like weird. It wasn't even weird to me at all because I'm just a grown man, like just hanging out with my friend Madison.
The thing, though, is he wanted something to happen. He wanted either, but he knew his boyfriend was very much. His boyfriend doesn't do all that drama. So he was probably hoping that, like, maybe this would get him to say something.
I don't know.
Or you would say something.
I think that it's not just gays. I think it's
everyone. It's everyone that likes to start shit.
I think there's a lot of people like that.
Miserable people.
And I know off the top of my head, I can only think of a couple people that are like that. But they're gay.
People like that.
I have met straight people like that too. But off the top of my head, I know a couple gays, and they're very miserable within themselves. Like, I'm gonna just flat out say that. You know, I'm not naming names, but I know some very miserable people.
Yeah.
And like that's the only thing I can think of. Yeah.
You're right. I have noticed.
And the only time in life I've ever had people bash me to my face, including recently, it had everything to do with how they feel about themselves, and it was so plainly written about them on their face. So I think that anybody that is trying to start drama like that,
I think
it has everything to do with their own like
their own misery. And I noticed that I've noticed that more like drama like petty girl shit is either females or feminine gay men.
It is, but also I think that now, at least for me, I'm starting to cut off, I'm starting to cut ties. Like, I'm so done with some people doing that shit. Like, it's crazy. I'm a grown man. I'm about to be 25 years old next month. And I know how I sound when I say that. Like, oh my God, I'm going to be so old, right? No. But I feel like after 25 years, like, damn, that's at least, like, I want to say a quarter of my life. I'd like to live it like 100, you know what I mean? But that's a quarter of my fucking life. Like, I'm not going to sit here and fucking, argue all the time. But anyways, we can definitely end it really quickly. Love you, Madison. Thank you for being here.
We're not saying every man's like that. No, it's just we noticed that, like,
there's a lot. You know what? Pride made me feel really weird this past year. It had everything to do with sexualization and all this stuff. And Pride's supposed to be about love, and it's supposed to be about all inclusivity. And it's supposed to be about straight people too. And it's not supposed to be about people in dog masks and latex dog masks with kids all around and shit like that. To see that and the hypersexualization is just weird.
I agree, because, like, to me though,
and that has to do with that flamboyance too.
People are getting misunderstanding between love and sexual.
Right.
Sexualization has nothing to do with who you love or just spreading love.
Yeah.
Sexualization is something that we should not teach children at all. It don't matter if it's between gays, between straights, between anything.
You should be able to bring kids to Pride without worrying about Speedos and I don't know how to explain this in a different light. Like people having sex in the water.
I agree.
On the beach, on Pensacola Beach Pride.
That's what we were trying to get at with the whole High School Musical thing was it didn't have to be said. It had no business being said.
It didn't.
If as we got older and we realized, Ryan kind of was gay. It doesn't matter because
probably was supposed to portray a gay person, but
we did not notice that. Like, we don't care. We were watching a movie. Like, we liked this. We wanted the Barbies. We wanted this. We wanted that.
But these adults,
kids should not be shown sexualization in straight people. Kids should not be watching that at all, and I agree with that. I think that love should be taught. Love is love.
And that's why Pride had me up. Yeah. Because kids should be able to go to Pride. I can end this if you want me to, but...
Oh, no, but it is right. Like, I believe, like, a lot of times... things are being pushed now, and it's like, whoa.
I don't have to accept that.
You don't want stuff to be pushed. You want something to be natural.
You know what?
And flow through.
Right.
Kind of like Brian and Sharphead. I didn't see.
Can I tell you how I felt when I saw this boy? It honestly made me feel so uncomfortable. He walked with me and my friend on all fours, with a leash around his neck and a latex dog mask. I felt so uncomfortable because I don't know this person, one, and my friend had invited him to just hang out with us, and I just didn't know what to say. But two, how does this person make gay people look as a whole? Because I want to be accepted at the end of the day, and this mother all fours making a joke out of being gay, if you ask me, and sexualizing it and making it into something that makes people not want to give people a chance, like people like me who don't wear these dog masks in front of these kids and have this idea where that's okay. Like, it's not okay.
Well, remember how I've told you before about like remember like my bathing suits or like my dressing is because like okay, if me and you go to like your river property, right, that's a whole different thing of like which bathing suit I wear versus hey, are we going to the pool around the kids? Because at the end of the day, it's kind of like
it's they have their titties out and
something like
I
don't want to wear the bathing suit that
and nobody said shit
is more of a thong or more cheekster when I'm going around public places where there are children.
Yeah, I agree.
Like Waterville, I made sure I picked the bathing suit that covered more.
We just live in such a different day and age.
Or at the beach. I don't want to wear that.
It is very uncomfortable.
Like, I'll go to the river with Will, and I'll wear the one that's a little more cheekster because it's
there's
just
nobody
me and
there.
you.
Yeah,
it's his property.
Yeah, right. It's
or
private.
The pool. I'm not gonna go to a public pool and wear the bathing suit that has more of my ass out because there are children.
Well, okay, think about it like this.
I think of it
no matter where you're going, even at the river, I wouldn't imagine you to wear lingerie and a dog mask.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Especially to an event where you want people to acknowledge your rights as a person.
Well, it's also
do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like, are you gonna go
It makes you look stupid. It makes a whole group of people look so stupid, like me, that's not doing that.
Well, and it's like for women that are body positive. It's like I get that. I'm all for that. But
me too. But
if you have more boobies and more butt, be mindful that there are children. Let's not expose children to sexualization. It's kind of like, okay, when you go to meet your significant other's parents or Thanksgiving, you're really gonna wear the shirt that has like your nipples out.
Would you want them to accept you with your dog masks on all fours with a leash on?
It's just a respect thing. Like, if there are kids or elders, like at the end of the day, it's
give them respect.
I get the whole
No, but it's bullshit. No.
I'm saying I get the whole you should respect women for being women, or you should respect people for being gays being gays.
But it comes to the point where it's like, how do people want to feel comfortable with saying that and doing that if they're doing that?
When you're not respecting
our kids. You're not respecting the youth.
You're not respecting women as women or gays as gays.
Right.
Your sexualization
is causing harm against children and causing a big divide between people.
Kids should not be exposed to sexualization in general. And I've always thought that.
Yeah.
Like, I've always said, kids,
you should just allow your kids to just be them, I think.
Let them be natural. Let them,
not all that rah-rah, like, bring them to Pride. I don't know why these people brought their kids to Pride, mind you, but I want to say this thing's about to die. But I love you, Madison.
Love you, too.
Thank you guys for listening.
I was brought up around, older gay men, and, that was natural.
I know.
It was not pushed. It was also, not pushed that, they weren't sitting there over, sexualization themselves in front of us. No.
Yeah.
This generation
I don't know what's going on anymore. It's so crazy because I think people are brainwashed. But I'll leave it at that. Love you guys. Maybe we are too. Who knows? But I hope we didn't strike a nerve. Love you.
But, thinking about that,
you know what I'm saying, though?
Mine.
Oh, they ain't loyal.
We never done that. No, we never did that.